Hi, this is Willie Crawford, and today I'm going to share with you in a video how I choose what products I promote. As a super affiliate, I'm approached some days as many as 10 times via email, via Facebook Messenger, via text message, asking me to consider promoting a product and uh, offer me review access and all those things. And so I want to share with you, my listeners, both affiliates and product owners, how I choose what products to promote so that I'm going to suggest that affiliates use some similar criteria if that suits you, that fits you. And for the product owner, I want you to know how I choose products so that uh, maybe that will help you to better structure your affiliate program because I know a lot of other affiliates think similarly. First of all, a little about me. I've been around since 1996. I've been selling affiliate products for all of that time. When I first came online, I was told um, build an audience and find products and services that that audience wanted, and so I started building a list right away. And then I started building a list right away, and I started sending out emails to my list. I created my own first product in 2000. That product was actually a physical product. It was a cookbook. I hosted my first live seminar in 2004. I got invited to a seminar in 2003 to speak at a seminar, and that was the first live event I ever went to. I learned a lot there, met a lot of great people, uh, fell in love with platform speaking, decided I was going to host my own seminar 6 months later, or actually 4 months later, and I did. And the rest is history. I hosted my first live webinar in 2004. I don't think it was, yeah, it was called a webinar back then. I started brokering joint ventures in 2005 after reading a course on brokering joint ventures, and I liked that quite a bit. I've trained over 2 dozen joint venture brokers, putting them through a $10,000 per person uh, training program, a live workshop. I host my own radio show, and I consult with both online and offline business owners. I One of the reasons I consult with offline business owners is because I've been trained to go to where the money is, and offline business owners budget for advertising. They know if they don't advertise, their competitors are going to take their customers, and so they have budgets for that. So that's why I go after that market. But I'm also in numerous niches. Actually, probably too many niches, but I enter one and build sites that are pertain to that niche, and then after those sites are running fairly smoothly, then I go into another niche. I host a free networking gathering every June on the beach in Florida near my home. I'm in northwestern Florida. You can get all the details on that from my Facebook on my Facebook page. The event URL. You can go to therealsecrets.com /June 10th, 2017 and that's all case sensitive. Well, everything after the .com is case sensitive. So just take a look at the URL because I'd love to see you there. And I also ask you to share the event on your Facebook timeline. It evokes a lot of reciprocity, among other things. Now, let's get right into how I choose what products I actually promote. The first thing I do is I want to review the product. I want to make sure the product is absolutely top quality. While I am into making money and all those things, I'm more into to being of service to people who need my guidance. A lot of people will spend their last few bucks with me and on something I recommend, and I want to make sure that it works as advertised and that there's no flaws in the product, things like that. So I generally ask for a review copy of the product, and I want that review copy as far in advance as I can get it, but certainly no. closer in than 2 or 3 weeks. Uh, and the reason is because I have a very congested schedule, and I want time to actually go through the product and test it out. You know, if it's a piece of software, I want to install the software. I want to see what the user experience is going to be. If it's a course, I want to go through the course. I want to see if it makes sense. I want to see if the person who put the course together knows what they're doing, or if it's just a piece of PLR they just relabeled or whatever. So I want to really see the quality of what I'm going to recommend to my audience. I look at I go to the platform where the product the affiliate program's hosted, and I look at a number of statistics. One is I look at earnings per click because all things being equal, I'll promote something that pays more per click. Uh, it provided is something that, well, I segment my list, and so I will promote portions of my list where that product is appropriate. And so I look at earnings per click. Now I look at conversion rates. You know, that tells me how well the sales page has been tested, how well it converts. And you know, if it's a really low conversion rate, then that says the sales page is not working, most likely. Um, I look at refund rates. Uh, I'm going back to the conversion rates. You know, if the person doesn't have a conversion rate, or they give me a number that seems out of line with what my experience tells me is a typical conversion rate for that type of product, and I've seen a lot of products. Uh, then they don't have the conversion rate. I tell them they need to do some test mailing, maybe some internal mailing. If they do have a conversion rate, then I look at it, and then it tells me how good the sales page is going to work and whether or not I'm wasting my time sending traffic to that web page. I look at refund rates. Uh, I don't like higher than a 2% refund rate, and 0% is better. You know, I've had unpleasant experiences where I had one campaign where I did like $70,000 in sales on a product that paid 50% commission, and so I put a lot of effort into that promotion, and in a week I made $70,000. I mean $35,000 in commissions. The problem was that the product owner uh, had a very, very high refund rate because of something that he did. I won't get into that, but you know, I essentially wasted uh, a, a lot of my time, and so I don't. So I vowed actually to never promote that person's products again. And even though they have put out numerous products since then, you know, I essentially look at what they're doing sometimes, but I don't promote their product because I know from experience. You know, I have a saying. I follow the saying: "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." So you know, and I trust my intuition. I also want to know, is the product 100% ready? Uh, I have blocked my calendar and even set up promotions for products that were the product owners let me test a beta early version, but we hadn't finished his product yet. And then somewhere along the line, he decided, well, I want to slip this launch, and that impacted my schedule a lot because I'll often flow out. I flow out some launches, or my calendar goes out months in advance at times. But I also like to queue up emails and things like that as far in advance as possible, so that if uh, anything goes wrong, for example, I've been hospitalized before during a launch, and you know, I had all these things planned and couldn't do my promotions because I couldn't get to uh, to my autoresponder system and things like that. And even though I could tell VA to do a lot of things for me, a lot of things that I like to do myself when doing promotions because so much of my income and my success depends upon that. I like to review both the JV pitch page and the sales page. Glaring errors are a red flag. So if the JV pitch page has say for example, a video where the person's explaining the launch, and they say one thing in the launch and they say another thing on the pitch page, you know, then I go, well, which is right? You know, it's so I look for errors, glaring errors. They are a red flag that If you're this sloppy with your pitch page, then you're probably sloppy with a lot of other things in your operation. But the same with the sales page. I read the sales page. Does it strike me as credible, as believable? If it doesn't strike me as believable, it's not going to strike my readers as followers as credible. And if, are there errors on the page? Saying one thing in one part of the page and yet down farther having things on the page that don't align with what was said earlier. I look for those types of mistakes because that tells me my audience is going to notice those mistakes, and that's what costs me sales. So I'm not likely to promote a product where there's mistakes on either this pitch page or the sales page. I want to know who is the ideal customer for this product, and is that a part of my audience? I know based on what autoresponders and lists I have people on, what they typically buy. And so I want to know, is this product a match? I don't want to promote something that's totally out in left field to an audience that isn't interested in that. So I want to look at who is the ideal customer and is that a part of my audience. I want to look at, can I come up with a nice bonus package? After I've decided to promote a product and I'm preparing for uh, the launch itself, one of the things that I put the most energy into is coming up with unique bonuses. Now, a lot of product owners actually will give affiliates bonuses to offer. They know that some affiliates are too lazy to come up with bonuses on their own. Yet I like to come up with my own unique bonus packages. My thinking is that if a person is doing a product launch and the product owner gives all the affiliates access to the same bonuses, and a lot of them use the same bonuses, but the purpose in having a unique bonus is that the product, uh, once people start hearing about it, it's already a commodity, and then people wonder, well, who am I going to buy it from once they've been sold on the product, the worth of the product itself? So they shop around for bonuses. They do. And I want a bonus that's different, that stands out, that has a very, very high perceived value, yet doesn't cost me too much to deliver. It depends on the value of the product, the commissions, and all those things like that. But I like to put enough time into putting together a nice bonus package, something that will stand out because I will often lead with my bonus package because that's what distinguishes me from all the other affiliates promoting the same product. I want to know how long is the launch. I actually dislike very short launches. If you're having a product launch and it's a 3 or 4 day launch, well, a lot of my subscribers don't read their email every day, and so a lot of them won't even check out the launch announcement or the emails until after the launch is over with. So, you know, can they still, get my bonuses and all those things? So I like a longer launch. I don't know, uh, 7 to 10 days maybe is to me a good launch period. But I dislike the really, really super short launches. I understand that the scarcity and that people like to think over their buying decisions. And so if you tell them you can only, it's only available for a few days at the launch price, then I understand that works. But it just, to me, it's like doing a lot of work and then after a while that work doesn't matter anymore because the launch is over. And based on that thinking, I want to know, will the product still be available after the launch? There are people who have products they launch and they completely pull the product off the market after the launch. Well, there are people who honestly don't have the money at the time of the launch to get the product, and they want to go back and get it later. And so I want to know the product's still available after the launch, even if it's not at the launch price. That's not the slide I wanted. I jumped back up the wrong place. tell I'm tired. Okay. Next, I want to know, does the product funnel incorporate a recurring income opportunity? I like products where uh, the upsell maybe, or even the basic product is something where a person pays a monthly fee, uh, because then I can make sales and I know that provided the product satisfies the customer, then I'm going to have commissions coming in month after month after month after month, and those are the ones that I like promoting a lot. Things like software as a service. Does the product owner offer lifetime commissions? When you or I, as affiliates, promote a product, what we're doing actually is telling our best customers to go join the product owner's list. And sure, the product owner is going to pay us a commission on that launch, but after that launch, the product owner is actually probably going to email that list about other launches and be sometimes competing against us head to head on things. And so I want to know that anytime that product owner does another launch and they mail to a list that contains people that I refer to them, that those people are identified as my customers and that I get commissions off of anything they buy. And there are lots of programs like that. I used to promote a lot of Yannick Silver's programs, for example. He offered lifetime commissions. So anytime anybody bought any of his products, if I referred them to him, I earned a commission. David Perdue of NAMS is the same way. I can send somebody to a free uh, webinar or whatever, and they can buy 6 months later, and I still get a commission. So I like that because, again, I'm telling my best customers, my buyers, to go over and join somebody else's list. And I want to know that, I worked hard to build that list. And so I want to know that anytime that somebody I sent to you makes a purchase from you, that I earn a commission. Another question I like to yes to is, will webinars be offered, and can I run them from my own webinar account? Uh, the reason I like hosting the webinar myself is because it allows me to automatically build my database at the same time. I may promote a webinar via email, but I'll also promote via social media, and I'll even promote, in private messages to people, and any way that I can think of to promote that makes sense. Pay per click sometimes, and so if I host a webinar, I use a platform that automatically adds people to an autoresponder. You have to configure each webinar to do that. You have to tell it, okay, add these people who register this webinar to this autoresponder, and the system I use interfaces with Aweber and GetResponse and Infusionsoft, all of those. And so when you're setting up the webinar, you tie it into your webinar platform, and you tell your webinar platform which list to add people attending a particular webinar to. Uh, and so, if somebody listens to a webinar on traffic generation, then I may add them to an autoresponder set up specifically for that purpose, so I can follow up with them later and offer them other related products and services. So I'm doing all this work to go out and get people onto a webinar, and I want to be able to market to them later on if as appropriate, and they're notified of that, of course. So the webinar platform I use is you'll find it at, and this is case sensitive, so therealsecrets.com. That's therealsecrets.com, and then /best webinar platform /, and in the best webinar platform, again, anything after the .com is case sensitive. So you need to enter that URL exactly as I show it. I do encourage you to check that out because over the past 2 to 3 years, I've tested out a dozen different webinar platforms. I've used the ones that were uh, well, I used GoToWebinar for probably 10 years, but GoToWebinar is like $89 now for per month for an account that only allows you 100 people on the webinar, and they charge you extra for uh, extra people who help to control the webinar. So you're the one that's running things. Uh, and then when you go up to a platform that goes over 100 seats, their top package allows you to have up to 2,000 people on the webinar, and that's around $400 per month. So that's $5,000 a year to have a platform to host webinars. Now, GoToWebinar is has to me over the years proven to be one of the most dependable one. This platform has all the capabilities to GoToWebinar. Uh, and I mean all the capabilities to GoToWebinar plus more. It's better. And I pay uh, around $40 a month uh, for an account that gives me unlimited seating, and it's hosted on the uh, Amazon backbone. So Amazon has all these servers, and it's similar to the webinars are automatically recorded and they're automatically stored on Amazon's servers, and you can go back and access them anytime you want. It's unlimited storage, and that's included in the monthly hosting cost of the monthly fee you pay for the webinar platform. So I can't say enough good things about this. That URL, therealsecrets.com/, best webinar platform, I highly encourage you to check out. And that URL has a demo video that shows you all the functionality and what you get. And I've tried again a dozen webinar platforms over the past 2 years, and I liked the ones initially that used Google Hangouts. The problem was Google can change things anytime they want to, and I had a problem at times with the Google Hangouts webinars freezing or crashing, but there was a delay. The platform, somebody would speak and the audience had a few seconds, sometimes quite a few seconds, before they heard you. So it was the hosting those webinars on those platforms, that platform in particular, and I'm talking Webinar Jam was the one that I used a lot. Uh, it uh, got to be a little painful. I mean, it was still the best option out there at the time, but this one is much better, and so I can't recommend it enough. Go check it out. Okay, I want to know. I consider, does the product appear spammy? Um, you know, especially with like software products that post to social media and things like that. So I ask, what kind of a footprint is the product leaving if it's automated software? Uh, does it comply with all the social media platforms that it posts to terms of service? Can it get my customers' accounts shut down? Uh, those are things that I ask myself and ask the product owner, and I ask very blunt questions of the product owner. Uh, but if it appears spammy to me, I feel that it'll appear spammy to my potential customers, and it just leaves a bad impression on them of the types of products that I recommend to them. And so, if it strikes me as spammy and not in total compliance with uh, the terms of service of the platforms it promotes to or posts to, then I'm not going to promote it. It just it ruins my reputation and it can harm my customers. Uh, I asked, do I know the product owner? I network a lot, and I like to develop a feel for the person behind the product. When I say I network a lot, I go to a lot of conferences. I've had times when I've gone to two or three a month. I go on a lot of cruises. I've been on, I don't know, 10 cruises in the last 6 or 7 years. And on these, I go to these things to network, to meet people, to get a feel for who the person is. You know, as you sit across the table from somebody at a on a cruise ship, and you chit chat about what they're working on and exchange contact information and all those things, you develop a feel for the person behind the person that you're dealing with. You want to know, do I trust this person? Do I like this person? Well, they take good care of my customers, basically. Uh, Again, I mentioned the webinar hosting platform. Uh, so the question I'm asking basically is, can I build my list while promoting the product? Now, some some platforms like JBZoo allow you to actually set uh, settings inside your affiliate console when you approve to promote a product that allows you to add people to a number of email lists. Right now, it's email lists on SendLane and GetResponse. Uh, it used to be Aweber, but when I last looked, I didn't see Aweber mentioned anymore. So maybe there's problems there. I don't know. I need to ask my friends over at JBZoo. But I like JBZoo. And so, uh, can I build my list while promoting the product? Again, I'm going out there and I'm promoting to my list, but I'm also promoting in lots of other channels. And when I bring somebody new into uh, my arena, I want to capture them in my database so I can follow up with them as appropriate. I don't spam them. I follow up with them as appropriate. So I want to build my list as I'm promoting. Basically, kill two birds with one stone. Uh, I ask, is the product developer using an affiliate platform that I'm familiar with? I know JVZoo and Warrior Plus and ClickBank and about a half a dozen others quite well, and because I know them and I've used them uh, frequently, I know that they work as advertised, that they do a good job of tracking my sales, and that I also will get paid for all of my sales or most of my sales. And I don't think any platform is perfect, but it is what it is. Do they pay instant commissions? And if not, what is the payout period? All things being equal, I'd rather have my money sooner than later. I promoted some products where the payout period was 30 days or 60 days or even 90 days after the promotion ended, after the launch ended. Um, well, that's a long time to wait for your money, especially if you are using things like pay per click to drive traffic to a, um, a promotion, because you can take that money and turn around and reinvest part of it in other promotions. And so I prefer getting paid sooner rather than later. And instant commissions give me instant access to the money right into my PayPal account or my merchant account or my Stripe account. So um, I like instant commissions. Is there a JV contest, and what are the prizes? JV contests to me are they're an added nice extra, not totally necessary, but it sort of spurs the competitive spirit in me and a lot of other super affiliates. And so I look at that and I ask a number of questions about the contest, such as what are the prizes and what's required to win the prize. Is there a minimum number of sales? Uh, is is the prize can it be exchanged for cash rather than the prize if I don't want a prize or that win? Things like that. Are the prizes transferable? So I want to know all those things, and I read the rules very closely. I do spend a lot of time putting together bonus packages because that's one of the things that's going to give me an advantage in winning prizes. That and consistently promoting uh, a given product over a set time frame. How well does this product sell to my audience? My audience, I have lots of audiences. uh, everything from cooking to martial arts to law of attraction and internet marketing. And I know, for example, that my internet marketing audience responds better to software products and plugins and things like that than they do to uh, training that teaches them how to do something, but they have to they don't see the immediate results. And so I know what sells to my audience. And so I look at the product and say, well, is this something my audience usually buys? And in all these things, I trust my intuition. I've learned to trust my intuition. So, but it's you know has been developed over 20 years of being an affiliate marketer and looking at a lot of launches, many of them behind the scenes, and knowing what works. Uh, okay, I look at what affiliate tools are provided. I believe you shouldn't use a swipe file. The swipe file provided without editing. There's a number of reasons for that. One is because it shows your followers and your subscribers that you're lazy. Uh, and the second reason is the ISPs can see when thousands, tens of thousands of emails are hitting their server, and they're all basically read the same. And so the ISPs will identify more of those as spam. So even though you may spam check your spam score, your email before sending it, which you should do, uh, if you send the same email as everyone else and they all hitting certain servers at the same time, those ISPs are going to send a lot of that email straight to the spam folder. Um, I I also recommend that you get a swipe file that I use right now. It's my friend Matt Basak, whom I've known for probably 10 years. He has a collection of 4,203 tested improvement emails that he has sent out over the since 2005 or so, and he went and pulled those all up, and he looked at what emails worked best for him, what headlines worked best, and a lot of things. And so he's offering the swipe file for, well, dirt cheap. It's not free, but I recommend that you go and check it out. Uh, it's at therealsecrets.com/swipe file forward slash, and that after the .com, that swipe file is case sensitive, so you need to make it exactly as I show it here on this slide. Um, and because I do believe in Matt's product, and because I'm an affiliate marketer too, if you get us an expensive swipe file, you can actually email me your receipt for access to my private Facebook group. I named the private Facebook group Lazy Successful Affiliate Marketers. And it's where I share with group members what's working best for me in selling affiliate products, where I actually work less, not harder. I work smarter. And so um, this group is private. Other people can't uh, read what's being posted to the group. And I'll give you membership. All you need to do is email me. My email address is willie.crawford@gmail.com. And as soon as I email me forwarding your receipt to me, basically, and that shows me that you've made the purchase through my affiliate link. Because again, I am an affiliate marketer. That's how I make sales as a super affiliate. So do that. Check it out again, and that URL again was therealsecrets.com/swipe file. And that's it for this uh, video. I basically again wanted to share with you what I consider when looking at whether or not to promote a product and how I choose what products I promote. And again, I created this to help other affiliate marketers see what things I think they should consider when looking at products they might promote, and also so that product owners know what things some affiliates, me in particular, but a lot of others that I talk to, look at. And a lot of them won't tell you these things, but they do look at all those factors. And so you need to perhaps watch this several times. I'm going to post this on both Facebook and YouTube. I'll post it to Facebook because Facebook shows preference to video posted directly to Facebook. And I'll post it to YouTube because uh, I push a lot of traffic to many videos on my YouTube channel. Well, that'll be the topic of another video that I'll put out there about using YouTube to drive traffic. It's actually one of the best sources of traffic out there. YouTube is the second biggest search engine online, and they get a lot of visitors. There are people who spend 4 or 5 hours a day watching YouTube videos, and so you need to know how to get in front of that traffic. And with that, if you have any questions, you can post them below the video, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll try to respond to your questions as appropriate as soon as I can. Uh, and the same on YouTube. You can just post a comment below the video, and I will respond to it as soon as I uh, can get to it. uh, I again have a very busy schedule, uh, promoting products and doing a lot of other things, doing a lot of training. So thank you for listening. I really do appreciate your time and your attention.